Всем привет, друзья! Сегодня стартовала вторая стадия PMPL. Будет много хайлайтов, поговорим про решафлы и про скандал на Pubgm Challenger Cup. Присаживайтесь поудобнее, ставьте лайки и поехали! Ну а начнем мы с вами с того, что наконец-то стала доступна регистрация квалификации Club Open 2023, призовой фонд которого составляет $20 тысяч. К игрокам из Украины и России действуют те же правила, что и на PMPL, то есть нужен вид на жительство. Ссылка на регистрацию будет размещена в описании. Сборная Кыргызстана не примет участие в азиатских играх. Капитан сборной Кыргызстана Нафт, который, напоминаю, стала чемпионом мира, заняв первое место на ESF Век-23, в прямом эфире на Hit FM заявил, что они не поедут на азиатские игры в Китай ввиду некоторых трудностей. Одной из главных проблем являются финансы. Государство не спонсирует состав Pubgm на данном турнире, для которого потребовалось бы около $16 тысяч. Продолжая тему сборных, мы рады сообщить, что по итогам квалификационных игр турнира Global Esports Games 2023 из Европы на LAN-финал в Риаде, который пройдет с 11 по 16 декабря, отобрались сборные Украины, Сербии, Турции и Молдовы. А из Азии на LAN поедет сборная Казахстана. Поздравляем, ребят! За последние дни произошло несколько решафлов в командах. Во-первых, состав 412 на МАЦ подал интересный ростер на грядущий PMCO 2023. В его составе числится Freepoint, Алим, Батон и Кроу. Получается микс из игроков 412 на МАЦ и игроков из состава Mizexis Sports. Это крайне интересное решение, ведь у игроков есть свои PMPL стаки. Остается надеяться, что ребята успели сыграться и у них все получится. Также скандально известный Год, которые, кстати, себя сейчас прекрасно чувствуют и развиваются, подписали себе нового игрока Янки. Ранее этот игрок выступал в Virtus.pro и Demo RT. Теперь ростер Гоатов выглядит так. Вик, Слоник, Кипабосс, Эйрборн и Янки. Ну что ж, пожелаем парням удачи, мы будем следить за их успехами. Еще одна скандальная легенда про сцены Moneyken заявил о своем возвращении в PUBG и в Киберспорт. Об этом он написал в своем телеграм-канале, указав, что он фри на ближайший PMCO и дав комментарий о своем бане. Вот, к слову, список игроков, забаненных в киберспорте Pubgm. Да-да, это всем знакомый Пайпер, Рэй и Moneyken. Ну а теперь слова самого Moneyken и прикрепленные им доказательства. Итак, 2 недели назад я получил уточнение по поводу отстранения от про-сцены. Бан действует только на турниры, организованные ESL или Tencent. Любой другой турнир играть разрешается, и только при намеренной попытке обмануть организаторов дается наказание от дисквалификации до дополнительного бана на 1 год. Бан дается криво. Забаненные игроки могут играть официальные турниры, если те согласованы, но не организованы Tencent. Также разрешается регистрация и внесение в ростер игроков на PMPL, если по датам он начинается после окончания длительности бана. К посту прикреплено вот это фото. Для удобства мы перевели его для вас. Здравствуйте, спасибо за обращение. Вы не можете участвовать во всех киберспортивных мероприятиях, организованных Tencent или ESL. Если возникнут дополнительные вопросы, то мы всегда рады ответить на них. С наилучшими пожеланиями, администрация турниров. В общем, пока вопросов больше, чем ответов. Кстати, интересно, рискнет ли кто-то подписать Монейкена? Ведь кто знает, быть может проснется этот состав одним прекрасным утром в бане. Итак, продолжая тему читеров, мы плавно переходим к главному скандалу последних дней. Pubgm Challenger Cup, турнир на 10 тысяч евро, который проводили ESL FACEIT Group при поддержке Tencent. Вот обращение игрока Team Hello к администрации турнира. Прошло уже 9 дней со дня квалификационной стадии PMCC. 9 дней мы ждем общих результатов, и до сих пор никто не решил данную проблему. Я пишу сюда уже не в первый раз. Мне говорят, доложено. Но, видимо, это лишь слова, и действий не будет. В общем, с горем пополам мы добираемся до полуфинала, где вскрывается такое количество читеров. Посмотрите на этот видос и скажите, что это не читы.
Wow, quick clicks coming from Mohamed. He goes for 2 in a row. This guy is absolutely bonkers. His number 3. Mohamed, can he get all 4? Now he's going for the prime time grenade. He's gonna cook them all up and send them off in high fashion.
В общем, репорты сыпались пачками. Даже бан прилетел один. Казалось бы, гнойник вскрыт, в финале такого не будет. А вот не угадали. Человек просто зашел с другого ака и продолжил играть. Закономерно, что финал выглядел вот так.
Левый пик сделай.
Now rushing forward to the restaurant. Immediately getting clipped up. Perfect angle coming in from Nemo. Can he get more though? Moving into the outrage transition. So good. Checking every single corner, and now they've got it all locked and loaded.
Дошло до того, что баны стали прилетать прямо во время матча.
Его забанило.
А апогеем всего этого читер-капа стало то, что команды не были дисквалифицированы и, возможно, получат своей кровью и софтом заработанные призовые. Итоговые результаты PMCC выглядят так. Первое место получает Дагестан 77, с чем мы искренне их поздравляем. Второе место занимает команда Black Cobra, подозреваемая в использовании софта. Третье место Gaming Gladiators, без комментариев. Четвертое место One Round Egypt. Игрок забанен прямо во время финала. Пятое место Guns N' Roses AF. Игрок забанен прямо во время финала. Шестое место Vice Team, подозреваются в использовании софта. Седьмое место Classic Team. А вот теперь давайте поразмышляем, как бы выглядела турнирная таблица без читеров. Дагестан 77, первое место. Gaming Gladiators, второе место. Classic Team, третье место. Согласитесь, вот это уже похоже на правду. Оставляет надежду на справедливость пост FACEIT о ведущихся проверках. Ну и наконец-то мы переходим к PMPL, ведь сегодня стартовала вторая стадия. И какой это был старт! Итоги первого матча просто превосходны. Титан Гейминг делают 25 киллов. Давайте посмотрим их путь к заветному чикен-динеру. В начале катки Титаны просто перешагивают трупы Virtus.pro, которых они разнесли без потерь.
They're going to hard commit on this, seeing if they can clean up. Wait was just holding the angle with the utility pin pulled. Tries to dash the nade out to slow them down. And Havlik, he's been licked up tremendously low, but the Molotov will be enough to finish things.
Дальше No Mercy Warriors въезжают в Титанов и повторяют участь ВП.
The pudding and trying to be this sort of solo player. He's got a huge squad behind him. We need to see them work in unison. We might get some more chances here. No Mercy pushing in early as they catch contact against them. Try and open up with initiation from the nades, but they eat a couple themselves. Rob's ready on contact with this one, dashes it through the window to deny the push in the building, and it already looks a bit uncomfortable.
It's very wobbly right now. Havlik's got nades as well. He gets the damage tickers too. So he's just going to send another one over the side. Gets locked in by the molly, but forces the push. Will move back, but Robs is there with the DBS in hand. The classic. And they will all go down. And they managed to keep all members still up here. Havlik...
На деревяшках Титаны забирают фулл состав ДМР, потеряв лишь Рапсевича.
The bumper there.
Yeah, it just took him a sec. You know, the inertia had to hit.
Айси нокается от Шифу, однако игрок Дагестан 77 был здесь один, поэтому Олдбой быстро разбирается с ним и успевает резнуть Айси.
Short already when you're looking at the overall tally in the battle of attrition. The fights keep going on though. It's straight back in. You can see Shifu from Dagestan taking.
Titанов уже невозможно остановить, и они выносят фулку гладиаторов без шанса.
They just take a strong compound, one that they can feel comfortable playing. Unfortunately, Tixie does get lit up there by Oldboy. He is actually popping off quite a bit at the moment, up to 4 eliminations, and he's just sending it.
This is vintage old boy. This is exactly what I was talking about, but you love to see this. At least it's everyone in unison, right? They've come across cleanly, a hard engage onto it. Old boy's hitting all of his shots, so he can be this real powerhouse that we've been kind of building him up to be. Get stuck into the action. Meanwhile, Kitsune gets blown away as he turns the corner. Icy's there.
Олдбой заканчивает игру для EOL, увольняя их последнего игрока.
This might have been the break the Titans desperately needed to get that synergy on board, because by God, that was really very much in sync.
Титаны грамотно отправляют в лобби тройку шоквейвов.
Last time when we watched the Africa clash, but it was just it was so fragmented. And even here, they're not content with 17. They want even more. Havlik engages. Icy's now in the thick of it. If Shockwave want to try and play this one out for the long game, it's getting taken away from them in seconds. There's so many nades as well. 5 in the back pocket, dashes them to the left-hand side. You've got no reposition. You've got no way to get out of dodge for free. There's the connection from Icy on the UMP. That's just a complete clean-up blank.
Айси фармит игрока из состава Pyramid Esports.
The moment, the speed at which he's flicking.
It's outrageous. I see. Look at him go. The man just flicks on up. Far too cold to hold right now, so he...
Последний игрок пирамиды оформляет поддержку для титанов, и они спокойно забирают чикен динер. Я считаю, это было великолепно.
The opener coming in. They've got so many nades just from the sheer amount of fights they've been able to win. You scavenged all of that extra loot this late in, so they unload with them. You see old boy again hitting the mark. The nades on the money, and Icy wants to aggress. Old boy just keeps the focus on him. Oh, he's going in blank.
The nades are through. Icy looks for the cleanup, gets another 22 limbs, looks over towards Dakimi now, takes a little bit of damage, but it's not so much. Famas in play and ruins him. And Temp goes down in the process.
Мирамар с 12 киллами фармит Дагестан 77. Катка начинается с закрытия еолов вульгарами. Фупсик практически сделал 3 килла, но немного не хватило. Однако тиммейты помогли.
Mad Bulls, No Mercy Warriors were all ahead of them, so making that southern rotate a little bit more difficult. Unicorns love stop off here versus Volga, but Foopsman puts an end to that. The prodigal son of Volga, he's probably the only player that does something big for this side. Now the rest of Volga just have to back him up here. If they can take down the last player and ROLIKE, full squad wipe, Pylaus looks...
Далее Дагестан 77 без шансов расстреливают Mad Bulls как в тире.
Players, but both of them have just been battered by the bullets from Gladiators. SBG as well, a similar sort of story, is they're now gone. Oh, Mad Bulls though, from the back line. It's actually Dagestan that revealed their card. They've still got all 4 alive, and they're in a pretty good position. Playing around the roof of the compound, Limbo's unloading onto the hillside. Fleeke's going to be panicking. Frozen's going to take so much damage from the detonation off the back of the vehicle as well, Blank. Everything's going wrong for Mad Bulls in such a short space of time.
It's really hard to get back off that top side, right?
Ну и в финале карты Дагестан 77 вырывает блестящую победу, с чем мы их и поздравляем.
They're currently in 4th place. It's not where they expect themselves to be. They wanted at least a podium. As Dagestan starts to come across, Zadira again coming through clutch with an initial knock. Yes, he's not been getting the eliminations. This guy certainly has knocked half the lobby so far.
Hey, Dagestan, the Demolishers. They're a team of sledgehammers right now, and they're just swinging at dry roll, bringing it down bit by bit. Alpha are trapped effectively back towards the shed, and you know you're completely outnumbered in 2 versus 4 here in terms of the positioning. Bit by bit, they find the chips, and that'll be them grabbing the chicken dinner.
Но Major Pride с 9 киллами лутают Санук. В начале Мэды успешно закрывают на ротации состав Демуэрта.
Yeah, for Demoise start to move up here, Zerich is going to move directly close to him. I think that was sort of a mistake. And I mean, Mad Bulls have really struggled because Titans have just locked them in towards this position. Fleeke will find Milky Way. I think it was a bit strange that he'd jump out the vehicle, maybe looking to hopefully find himself a new angle for the team to play off. But Corker in the back line now, and they've just taken too long to get towards the circle. Titans still within right now, so anyone towards the southern edge, I think they're prey for Titans going forwards.
Saving grace at least being for Furia that he's able to get the full heal off and reset himself. Now commits back onto the elimination, spamming bullets down onto Zerich. So he's gone. Milky Way, of course, like you were saying, felt a little bit weird on the decision making, but the heads up maneuver to jump out of the vehicle meant that he was completely exposed from Fleeke's high ground, and everyone else suffered.
Далее Робс с ноги влетает в состав No Mercy Warriors и увольняет их дуо с помощью DBS.
To peek into it, now closing the gap as well as he'll drive in to draw out the crosshairs and force them to peek in. Narvalo realizing that they're right on top of you. Robs cleans with one on the DBS and looks to really pop his way through them with both barrels as he'll hit onto the second man as well. Titan coming out swinging again.
Mate, you just cannot challenge Robs.
Еол CJ почти заклачал Титанов, но Олдбой не спал.
So 4 players alive, this really could be a Major Pride win here on Sandhawk. Nomi's still playing out on the edge, and this is where things start to worry me because I think Major Pride splits get a little bit egregious towards the end. Rob's trying to clean out this final player, but takes some heavy hits here.
Oh, Robs giving it his all, but the problem is they've really bitten off far more than they can chew as Jay is spraying and slaying. It does so much damage.
Финальная заруба Major Pride против Alpha Team, которые вроде Финальная заруба Major Pride против Alpha Team, которые вроде сопротивлялись, но львы переиграли их без потерь.
Damage on the nades at least, making it harder for Alpha Team to build off of this one.
I think when you look at the terrain, though, Sheepa goes down. I mean, he was in a really horrible spot in the first place. You look at the terrain, there is hard cover to play, and Major Pride knows this. They continue to move on this line. Nomi sending nades over the top, so Sheepa will be fully flushed out by the play zone. Another gorgeous nade coming through from Nomi, and like you said, it's that utility, Jackie.
They're basically Batman right now, Blank. They've got everything they could want on that belt, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Tenchik, though, that's perfect timing. Dashes the nade up close and personal and blows them away. He might have just saved it right then and there. Oh, but that's an incredible one, but it's too little too late.
Четвертую карту фармят Mad Bulls с 11 киллами. Virtus.pro втроем закрывают состав PMCO Esports.
Going forward, especially trying to push back up towards Ruin side. Permitter comfortably going down versus Virtus Pro here. 3 eliminations right off the back. Drop some smokes. Keep yourself nice and tucked in. Old boy gets knocked. I think that's
Gaming Gladiators забирают тройку Shockwave.
Leave him down on his legs. Meanwhile, Gladiators fighting for control of the hill. Aza on with the DBS. He wants to close the gap, trying to rev up for the peek in. Meanwhile, Wagner will deal a ton of damage as well with the SMG. The spamming into them and softening them up. Now looking to convert these into actual elims, and the DBS will start to connect. Icy as well getting stuck in with Dark Project as they're all having a scrap on this one.
Matic just tries to murder his teammate there. Terminus coming through on the bike, tries to help out, realizes the situation is very dire, and slowly backs that one up. I mean, Matic almost just blew Meku out of the game. Luckily, he is there to pick his boy back up again. Tixi goes for the spray. Usually he'd hit that type of one, but I think Terminus is...
Tixi делает 1 в 3 против The Nameless.
Back across from the Nameless, tries to run him down, sends out into the blue. That's going to take him a little bit low and might give a chance for Matic to hit the shots.
Oh, man's trying to move like the world's fastest pastry, Blank, because he's scored.
Mad Bulls закрывают SBG в финальном замесе 4 на 4.
Him slightly, does get the first aid kit off, which is very important. Smokes all down this left side. They're looking to see if they can get towards the cover that Alpha was playing in with the rocks. Try and move up. Snowick's in position with the UMP, but Tulika, he's got the nade in hand. They know his position.
Oh, they're barraging on him. An airstrike constantly coming down on top of his position. It's going to deal so much damage, but they still find tags back, chipping their way through Marbles. Zerich has to do something huge. Spams into the smoke in 2 minds between going for the revive on his teammates and knowing that he's going to be pushed. Luckily, connects onto Narvalo. Equal trades for either side to keep them in close check. SBG down to 2. Madball's going to struggle to recover from this. And Snowick's committing to go for the res blank. They just nade on top. They've absolutely rinsed them.
It's just not something we want to do there. Molly towards the tree will force Fleek out of position, and Victor just has to go massive at the moment. Zerich not looking at him so far, but Fleek will take the shots, and that's more Black Bulls taking the game. Snowix didn't need...
Пятую карту фармят Virtus.pro с 12 киллами. Нексусы забирают full squad Gaming Gladiators, потеряв лишь эхо-машину и то от зоны.
Forward a fair few times. Redox up and high, Matic and Tixi just attempting to hold EXO out. The blue is ticking very hard. That nade's going to make his life quite difficult too.
Oh, EXO with a push down. Last second snapshot as he adjusts the crosshair to hit their head. Looks to punish more onto Gladiators, but it's too little too late. Tixi, the time bomb, begins to detonate, jumps back in the vehicle for the getaway, but he's not swift enough with it as Doran will reaggress. And Nexus actually making the best of what looked like a...
Далее Elementrix кидает 3-очковую хаешку в коллектив Дагестан 77.
That was a bit off. A bit off for me from Gladiators, not what I expected. But again, Circle moves up towards that central crossroad.
Нексусы принимают Major Pride и остатки Дагестан 77 из зоны.
Did not want to head in towards the trenches and suffer the same fate. Limbo knows best though. He realized actually this is the best spot in the lobby right now.
And the worst spot in the lobby goes to Major Pride, stuck behind a rock. They're being watched from both angles. Dagestan are on top of them. Nexus have a clear line of sight to constantly deal damage from a distance. And the zone's going to start nibbling away at you, forcing you to shuffle further forward. They've got 2 knocks already. It's effectively just on 1 man, and it's not looking good for them. Tuna, Dagestan, and Nexus to scrap it out for the chicken dinner here on Miramar.
Mate, what was Keep doing? Why did he send down towards that rock? Obviously someone's looking at it. Limbo now leaves the trenches. That was his invincibility buff there. He needs to get back over towards it. And now it's just one dude. Again, this is where things get difficult. Easily isolated. Only a molly though available for Doran. As he finds Elementrix as well. This guy is absolutely going off at the moment. Doran, one of the...
Virtus.pro отправляют Nexus'ов в лобби, а Бека делает крутой хайлайт.
Fortuna Esports, because they've got an angle. No, she has to send away, but he is blasted by four players at once there. Elementrix has to go big mode, but he's so low. Moves forward. And it's Zero. Last alive here. Ruder in the vehicle himself. He's got an off angle.
Oh, the scary bit is, it's one of those where you're thinking if somehow he hits the shots, maybe there's something to be said, but no, it's all about VP.
В финале карты Virtus.pro без сопротивления забирают состав Tuna Esports.
Fortuna Esports, because they've got an angle. No, she has to send away, but he is blasted by four players at once there. Elementrix has to go big mode, but he's so low. Moves forward. And it's Zero. Last alive here. Ruder in the vehicle himself. He's got an off angle.
Oh, the scary bit is, it's one of those where you're thinking if somehow he hits the shots, maybe there's something to be said, but no, it's all about VP.
Ну а на этом наш видос подходит к концу. Подписывайтесь на канал Out of Context. С вами был Авалет.